Please grab a pen and paper or type this into your phone. InvestYourself.com. For the best free financial newsletter on the planet, go to InvestYourself.com and sign up today. Hi, my name is Bob Renier, and for over 20 years I've been publishing InvestYourself.com, and I guarantee this is the only newsletter that provides the truth. It's easy to read, and it's free. Consider this. The feds have just ended the QE program in this country, but Japan and Europe continue to print money, and all of this affects our stock market in ways you've never seen before. I invite you to sign up at InvestYourself.com. Our absolutely free newsletter will help guide you through what's really affecting our markets instead of the nonsense you hear from the mainstream media. For over 20 years, people have called it the best free newsletter on the planet, and I think you'll agree. Take a moment and go over to InvestYourself.com and sign up today. It's absolutely free, no credit card required, no ID required. Simply pop your email address in the box. That's InvestYourself.com, InvestYourself.com.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande weekdays at 9 a.m. on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands, at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts. PhilsGang.com is a powerful online website for novice and experienced stock traders and investors who demand professional-grade online tools, superior customer support, and extensive investing education. Not sure how to trade or invest in stocks? PhilsGang.com is your #1 educational source for online stock trading and investing material, with daily webinars, individual charting videos, and programs customized to make you a smarter, more informed investor. It's as simple as following PhilsGang.com's Phil Grande and Donald Cogswell. When they buy, you buy. And when they short stocks, you short. In this volatile market, wouldn't it be nice to have someone guide and coach you to create wealth in the stock market? Well, you can with PhilsGang.com. Simply go to PhilsGang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of PhilsGang.com. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the stock market after losing most of their money in the different crashes, but now you don't have to be fearful because we have technology that will tell you when the markets are ready to collapse. That's right, the PT2. I designed it so that we get information in advance of any correction, the smallest correction to the largest correction. Get my PT2. Make sure this time when you are investing that you have safety on your side.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
There is no reason for an employer who is not currently providing health care to their workers to discourage them from either getting health insurance on the job or being able to avail themselves of the Affordable Care Act. I haven't looked at Staples stock lately or what the compensation of the CEO is, but I suspect that they could well afford to treat their workers favorably and give them some basic financial security, and if they can't, then they should be willing to allow those workers to get the Affordable Care Act without cutting wages. But when I hear large corporations that make billions of dollars in profits trying to blame our interest in providing health insurance as an excuse for cutting back workers' wages, shame on them.
But it's your law. It's your law, Mr. President. employees are now being cut back to 25 hours. So, example, Staples can comply with your law, the Affordable Care Act, where you require large employees to offer health care to staff working more than 30 hours. That's an expense. Who are you to tell a company how much they should be earning or how much a CEO should be earning? It's not your business. What you have done is you have created income inequality. You're the ones creating it. You are taking from the pockets of workers $200 to $400 a week. That's you. That's on you, not on Staples. If you're going to put in a law this stupid, when you're all sitting around the table in the White House, didn't anybody think? Well, let's see. If we give companies the option, they can put everybody on part-time. If we put this law in, we'll just tell them, look, if a person works 30 hours or less than 30 hours, well, they don't have to pay their health care for them. What do you think they were going to do? It's just unbelievable. I mean, this guy is incredible. He just doesn't get it. Then on the other side, you have Obama economic policies, which is to inject trillions into the stock market, not the economy, but through quantitative easing. That's his deal. That's his. He decides, I'm going to inject into stocks trillions of dollars to push the prices up without the companies having to increase their earnings. They don't even have to increase their sales. I'm just going to inject trillions into the stocks. I'm going to give these companies $6 trillion. $6 trillion at 0% interest so they can buy their own stock back, so that it creates fake earnings to push the stocks up. So right now we have an economy that sucks. We have an economy that's growing 2.2%. But we got stocks going up 6 times faster than the economy is growing. But then your numbers don't work, do they, Mr. President? You're telling us the unemployment rate is 5.7%. Well, if it's 5.7%, then why is it that we had one of the worst household spending numbers since 2009? Now, I would think that if the unemployment number was really 5.7%, then people would be spending, wouldn't they? But see, that's called financial engineering, and that's what you've been doing. Let's take small businesses. You hate small businesses, and small businesses is your solution to this recovery. But you refuse that solution because it goes against your ideology of socialism. You can't have socialism unless the middle class slips into poverty. And you and you do that by shutting down the job creator, shutting down the engine to job creation, which is small businesses of 5 to 25 employees. As long as you can shut them down, you don't have to worry. You will put the middle class into poverty, and that's what you're doing. You're causing the income inequality. Let's think about it. So you tell Staples they don't have to pay. They can put people on part-time work, so they don't have to pay the insurance. So now the employees make $200 to $400 less a week. Now you turn around and you give your buddies on Wall Street an injection of trillions of dollars so the stocks go up. So the 10 percentile who control 80% of the stocks, they're making a fortune. So let's see the difference in that gap. So you have a Staples employee, because of your Affordable Care Act, they're losing $200 to $300 a week. But you got the guy who's the 10 percentile, because you're putting trillions of dollars under QE into stocks, he's making another $3,000 or $4,000 or $30,000 a week. Whose fault is that? And then you say, wait a minute. You go around the country last week saying, hey, we got to turn to socialism. Capitalism isn't working. Look at the income inequality. That's capitalism. See, it's no good. No, it's your policies that suck. And let's think about the small business. You hate small business because you don't want job creation in the middle class because it interferes into your transformation of this country to socialism. You cannot have socialism if middle class people are finding good paying jobs. So what do? So you make sure that you increase the regulations on small business between 5 employees and 25 employees. You increase those regulations just in Thanksgiving Day, 3,400 extra. You have 75,000 pages of regulations on small businesses. You increase their taxes. You cut off their lending. And then when you go to the IRS and you tell them start seizing the bank accounts of small businesses. Yes, that's what he's been doing. Go seize the small bank accounts of law-abiding small business owners. The IRS will track bank deposits of small businesses. And when they see a deposit just under $10,000, they'll say, oh, seize the account. He's a terrorist. Because, see, by law, bank transactions above $10,000 must be reported to the IRS. It's a felony. It's called structuring, to manage transactions to avoid the reporting requirement, even if the money is legally earned. So, the IRS doesn't have to give notice even to the account holder, to the small business, before seizing that account. Do you believe it? So what Obama has done has set up the IRS to track small businesses, and every time they're just a little bit under 10,000, go in and seize their account because they're committing a felony. They're trying to avoid the law. Are you kidding? And the IRS doesn't have to give notice to that account holder before seizing their asset? And the IRS doesn't have to prove that the person is actually guilty of anything? The IRS will seize an account, bring no charges, let the business owner sit there for years, tying up $50,000, $100,000 in an account that they need to work, to operate. This is another way he kills businesses. So don't give me this stuff with Staples, Mr. President. This is your fault. You're the one causing the income inequality. You're the one causing the CEO of Staples making and wages 300 compared to, it's a 300 to 1 ratio between the CEO and the guy at Staples, the worker on the floor. Obamacare is killing the economy. We saw that last week when we saw the household spending drop like a rock. The lowest since 2009. Durable goods, sales of TVs, appliances fell off the cliff. And we just got the January retail sales today, dropped 0.8% for the second straight month. Whose fault is that? That's yours, because your policies aren't working. We'll be right back after this break. Take a look at some stocks here on Phil's Gang, 15 past the hour.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Please grab a pen and paper or type this into your phone. InvestYourself.com. For the best free financial newsletter on the planet, go to InvestYourself.com and sign up today. Hi, my name is Bob Renier, and for over 20 years I've been publishing InvestYourself.com, and I guarantee this is the only newsletter that provides the truth. It's easy to read, and it's free. Consider this. The feds have just ended the QE program in this country, but Japan and Europe continue to print money, and all of this affects our stock market in ways you've never seen before. I invite you to sign up at InvestYourself.com. Our absolutely free newsletter will help guide you through what's really affecting our markets instead of the nonsense you hear from the mainstream media. For over 20 years, people have called it the best free newsletter on the planet, and I think you'll agree. Take a moment and go over to InvestYourself.com and sign up today. It's absolutely free, no credit card required, no ID required. Simply pop your email address in the box. That's InvestYourself.com, InvestYourself.com.
Hi, this is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. What makes investors around the world successful? They're savvy, they do their homework, they look for the best deal, and they find it at philsgang.com and Interactive Brokers.
Professional investors know that Interactive Brokers provides the edge they need in today's markets. Low commissions and financing rates, along with best price execution and a focus on advanced trading technology and low costs that help maximize returns. At Interactive Brokers, not only do professional investors get direct market access to stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and funds on over 100 markets in 23 countries from a single IB universal account, they also benefit from a wide array of advanced trading technology. Go to Interactive Brokers and improve your returns today.
PhilGang.com chooses InteractiveBroker.com. Check out Interactive Brokers for more information and be sure to tell them Phil Grande sent you. That's InteractiveBrokers.com.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
PhilsGang.com is a powerful online website for novice and experienced stock traders and investors who demand professional-grade online tools, superior customer support, and extensive investing education. Not sure how to trade or invest in stocks? PhilsGang.com is your #1 educational source for online stock trading and investing material, with daily webinars, individual charting videos, and programs customized to make you a smarter, more informed investor. It's as simple as following PhilsGang.com's Phil Grande and Donald Cogswell. When they buy, you buy. And when they short stocks, you short. In this volatile market, wouldn't it be nice to have someone guide and coach you to create wealth in the stock market? Well, you can with PhilsGang.com. Simply go to PhilsGang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Join the Phil's Gang Show every Friday for the Phil's Gang Show Business Roundtable segment. Phil Grande is the recipient of the prestigious Arthur Young Venture Magazine Entrepreneur of the Year Award. And Phil's companies have been honored on the Inc. 500 list 2 years in a row. We're the fastest growing company in America. Now, Phil will share business knowledge, insights, secrets, and experience on how to build, buy, and sell a business. That's the Phil's Gang Business Roundtable segment, only on the Phil's Gang Show. Listen live at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com. Investors who want to maximize their opportunities and minimize their losses, turn to philsgang.com. Beginner or seasoned investor, philsgang.com is where you learn to invest using professional level skills and strategies, regardless of your experience and investing goals.
Been a member for about a year, and this year I'm up around 60% on my portfolio.
I'm a new gang member. I'm up like 15% in 3 months. Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving my confidence back in trading.
For only $49.95 a month, you will have access to all Phil's Gang programs, special alerts, the daily investing class, and all material is archived. So why don't you take care of your financial opportunities with philsgang.com? Operators are standing by. Simply call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com today. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Talking Trader Stock Charts.
The IRS is apologizing for seizing bank accounts from people and small businesses who structured their transactions to avoid federal reporting requirements. The law intended to catch drug dealers and money launderers gave the tax agency authority to seize and hold bank accounts for years without bringing charges. The IRS chief says the agency is changing the policy.
Not even mass corruption, not even a smidgen of corruption, I would say.
Yeah, man, not even, no corruption there. Just kill the small business. You know, we're going to take a look at the stock market. We're going to look at Staples as soon as the market opens. We'll do that for you. Remember, go to my site, philsgang.com, when the market opens, and go click on Watch Live, and you can see I'll put Staples up on the chart, and you can take a look at it, along with the other stocks that we are now teaching in class. Join my gang. I think we have the best teaching format in the world. I really do. That's my opinion, but I do. I really do. And we've caught the gold mining stocks. We caught the oil surge. Those surged about oil and mining. The oil and mining sectors surged about 29%. And we caught the surge, and a lot of our gang members, caught a portion of that surge by using charts. And you should learn how to do it too. Now, we need to go. You know what we got to do? We got to stop using this U3 unemployment number. This U3 is the problem. Because we don't have enough people going to Washington, going down to the White House, going down to Congress on the Hill, and creating riots. to give us an unemployment rate of 5.7%. So not to include the 12 million people who are unemployed, who are on disability, get a disability check each month of $1,100, which they're really getting paid not to work. I'm not saying all people that get these checks, none of them are disabled, of course, but there are some, a great majority, that aren't disabled. Or not to include as unemployed those who are unemployed but have not looked for work in the past 4 weeks because they believe no jobs are available. Not to count them as unemployed? See, Obama or any president will do this to mask the effects of his economic policies when they fail. And Obama's policies have failed because we have a GDP of 2.2% and economic growth of 2.2%. It's ridiculous. Like Obamacare has failed. It's giving incentive to employers to have more part-time workers than full-time. What a stupid plan that was. And it takes, to take care of 10 million poor people, he screws 247 million people with insurance. Those people, the 247 middle-class people, their insurance, like my insurance, is almost doubled. So to take care of one of the 10 million poor people, so they don't have to pay anything, or a small portion of the $345. They just pay the $45. How stupid a plan is that? Killing the economy, killing it, and the part-time jobs. So to keep the 12 million unemployed and say they're not, don't include them, and not to include, as they say, these workers who the people who are unemployed, there's 100 million, so they don't go look for work in the last 4 weeks. You don't count them as unemployed. This is crazy. It prevents these riots in front of the White House. Here's what it does. By saying that you got a 5.7%, it's complacency. It's complacency. But see, like Obamacare, they counted on the stupidity of the American people. That's not my words. That's Gruber and the president who designed it. They counted on the stupidity of the American people to get Obamacare through. He's depending on a herd mentality of Americans to convince them the economy is doing well by giving them a 5.7% false unemployment number. He really is. He's depending on these people, the American people, who have a herd mentality to believe him when he flies around Air Force One, gets out and speaks. Then he forces the stock market to go higher by injecting trillions of dollars into the stocks without top-line sales. This shows up in GDP of 2.2%. It's not working. It shows up in household spending. There's no spending. It shows up in durable goods. They falling off a cliff. It's not working. The other aspect of U3, showing just a 5.7% unemployment, is it really overlooks the suffering of these people who've been unemployed for a year or two. It overlooks the suffering of the 100 million people. There's no effort, no pressure on this administration or Congress to change the economic policy that has failed. So there's no pressure. When everybody believes it's 5.7% unemployed, where's the pressure? What a trick that is. But what if it was 12.7%? Do you think people would be in Washington marching? Of course they would. And they'd be putting pressure on the Congress to change the stupid Obamacare law. To change his policies that aren't working. To start supporting small businesses, create an atmosphere for them to succeed instead of to kill them. It also masks the fact that we're giving 5.5 million illegal workers permits. That takes away from the American jobs. Think about that. He is giving 5.5 million illegal aliens work permits. But here's what's even worse. He's telling them now, we're going to give you the work permit, and we're going to start taking out withholding tax. But that's okay, because guess what? We're going to go back 5 years, and you're going to get a tax. You're going to get a tax return. You're going to get money back, just as if you did pay taxes, even though you didn't pay taxes. Are you kidding? Anything to win votes, not to create a good economy. His mindset, he's so myopic It's all about how do I get a vote, not how do we help the country. So I've got to help you. He's not going to help you. I'm going to help you. Phil's gang is going to help you. We're the answer. This is where you're going to create wealth if you know what you're doing, if you just learn how to read a chart. For heaven's sakes. You see, the problem with this U3, the 5.7%, Obama can justify in his mind, go golf, go on vacation. We don't have to work because things are better than they were when I first entered office. Oh, really? Then why do we have 1.4 million fewer people working full-time than when you got in office? Give me a break. What are you, nuts? Hey, we'll be right back.
Show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
At philsgang.com, we're here to help you build a successful investing plan for any time frame, from current income to retirement security. Phil's Gang's technical chartists Phil Grande and Donald Cogswell are dedicated to helping you and guiding you to make profits in the stock market. For over a decade, philsgang.com has been empowering Phil's Gang members to take control of their financial lives. We're proud to offer knowledgeable investment guidance, powerful trading tools, and investing resources that help you pursue your goals with confidence. philsgang.com has daily live webinar trading classes. They post alerts on market moves. They have tons of stock charting educational videos, and all philsgang.com material is archived. Whether you're an active trader or long-term investor, philsgang.com gives you everything you need to research stocks, place trades, and manage your portfolio. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I'm here today with philsgang.com's Phil Grande. Phil, do people really get hurt with 401k fees?
Sure, you're seeing it today like no other time because most people don't understand the fees. And when the 401k started out, it was a perfect timing because the stock market was roaring for 2 years. So they didn't care what they were paying for fees. It always looked like they were making money in spite of the fees. It wasn't until the market broke they found out that they were being scammed by fees. At just a 1% fee, they wipe out 28% of your money.
So you're saying there's a big difference in how much money you end up with at retirement.
Amazing that 85% didn't know what effect these high fees had on their retirement money. For every 1% they pay, 1% takes away 28% of your retirement money. 2%, you lose more than half of all the money you put away for your retirement.
Fees are damaging your future, your retirement. Learn more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com is a powerful online website for novice and experienced stock traders and investors who demand professional-grade online tools, superior customer support, and extensive investing education. Not sure how to trade or invest in stocks? philsgang.com is your #1 educational source for online stock trading and investing material, with daily webinars, individual charting videos, and programs customized to make you a smarter, more informed investor. It's as simple as following philsgang.com's Phil Grande and Donald Cogswell. When they buy, you buy. And when they short stocks, you short. In this volatile market, wouldn't it be nice to have someone guide and coach you to create wealth in the stock market? Well, you can with philsgang.com. Simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the stock market after losing most of their money in the different crashes, but now you don't have to be fearful because we have technology that will tell you when the markets are ready to collapse. That's right, the PT2. I designed it so that we get information in advance of any correction, the smallest correction to the largest correction. Get my PT2. Make sure this time when you are investing that you have safety on your side.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264.
Please grab a pen and paper or type this into your phone. InvestYourself.com. For the best free financial newsletter on the planet, go to InvestYourself.com and sign up today. Hi, my name is Bob Renier, and for over 20 years I've been publishing InvestYourself.com, and I guarantee this is the only newsletter that provides the truth. It's easy to read, and it's free. Consider this. The feds have just ended the QE program in this country, but Japan and Europe continue to print money, and all of this affects our stock market in ways you've never seen before. I invite you to sign up at investyourself.com. Our absolutely free newsletter will help guide you through what's really affecting our markets instead of the nonsense you hear from the mainstream media. For over 20 years, people have called it the best free newsletter on the planet, and I think you'll agree. Take a moment and go over to investyourself.com and sign up today. It's absolutely free, no credit card required, no ID required. Simply pop your email address in the box. That's investyourself.com, investyourself.com.
Join the Phil's Gang Show every Friday for the Phil's Gang Show Business Roundtable segment. Phil Grande is the recipient of the prestigious Arthur Young Venture Magazine Entrepreneur of the Year Award, and Phil's companies have been honored on the Inc. 500 list 2 years in a row. We're the fastest growing company in America. Now, Phil will share business knowledge, insights, secrets, and experience on how to build, buy, and sell a business. That's the Phil's Gang Business Roundtable segment, only on the Phil's Gang Show. Listen live at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel on youtube.com.
Couple of headlines, because it's good news. I'm crazy. It doesn't matter whether Republicans in the White House or Democrats in the White House. If there's good economic news for America, I cheer it on. So I tweet these just take a picture of the Times and the Wall Street Journal saying wages are expected to go up, the job market's getting better, 2015 is going to be a great year. Get pilloried, of course, by people that I guess want people to suffer in the working class. I don't know. But I was thrilled about it. But you're here to tell me, just relax, it may not be that great. Why?
Yeah, look, we had a great jobs number on Friday. We had great revisions to jobs numbers for the previous couple months. You tweeted what you tweeted, which I think was great. But I just want to put it in perspective and remind people how slow this recovery has been and how far we still have left to go. If you look at GDP, which is the sort of classic measure of the overall size of the economy, and this compares recoveries from 6 prior recessions going back to 1970, you can see that at 13% sort of overall growth in GDP, we're behind all these other recoveries all the way going back to 1970. So we've come back, but we've not come back as fast. It has a lot to do with the depth of the recession, the financial crisis, just the amount of wreckage that was out there.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the amount of wreckage. All the other recoveries had wreckage. See, this is where they go. Now he's going to weave it back to it's all Bush's fault. All the other recoveries. Look when Reagan came to office. He had a worse recession than Obama. He just think about it. But see, here's what's going on. The policies that they're putting in place are not working. But they won't admit that. So they got to say, well, the reason it's so slow, the reason our recovery out of all the 11 recoveries is the worst, because look where we came from. Look what Bush did. Look what he left us with. What? If Reagan took Obama's place, guess what? We would have, in the first 18 months, our GDP wouldn't have been 2%. Our GDP would have been 5 or 6%, maybe even 7%. We would be creating 475,000 jobs. See, the way it works, when you have a correction in a market, you have a recession, and if you have the right policies, you come out of that recession within 18 months with a GDP of 5, 6, 7%, which creates 475,000 jobs. Then you level off to about 250, 275,000 jobs. We have never reached that GDP of 4 or 5% to give us 475,000. We're at the level mode. And that's why a lot of professionals that don't use charts miss this whole big rally, because people that use fundamentals, I told you this yesterday, the problem that they run into, they always first watch the stock market go up, and then before they buy stocks, they want to see the GDP surge so that they know the economy's expanding. So they're sitting back, twiddling their thumbs, month after month, quarter after quarter, and we have the stagnant economic growth of 2.2%. They're waiting for it to go to 4 or 5% like it did with Reagan, like it did with Bill Clinton, like it did with all 11 recoveries. It never did. This is the only one that didn't do it. Why? Because you got the policies wrong. The first policy that he put in place that killed us, that killed jobs, was Obamacare. It's all about part-time jobs. That's why we have 28 million people working part-time. We've never had that kind of jobs, 28 million. That's why 2014, 70% of all the jobs you created in 2014 were part-time. We never had that because it's his policy. And then, as I said, to use the U3 policy to keep telling people, hey, look, things are good. The unemployment rate is only 5.7%. Instead of being truthful and saying it's 12%, then there's no momentum. People aren't angry. People are scratching their heads saying, well, I guess he's right. The economy's doing better. He's got to be right. He's the president after all.
By almost every measure, we are better off than when I took office. By almost every measure.
By almost every measure. I can give him every measure he's not doing better. This is crazy. And his foreign policy is not doing better. Yemen. But before we get into that, the stock market opened. Let's go to the stock market. Here's what we want to do. We're going to look at staples. And I'm going to show you when you buy staples and you don't buy staples. And guess what? You haven't got to know a thing. You haven't got to know a thing about the fundamentals of a company. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go, we're going to look at staples together, go to philsgang.com, click on Watch Live. Now, if you have a mobile device or you're home in front of your computer, click on it, I'm going to show you. So you don't have to know anything about a company, not a darn thing. And isn't that wonderful? I mean, just think about it. You haven't got to know anything about fundamentals. See, and people think you do. See, most people run to stockbrokers and money managers thinking, gee, I don't know anything about this stuff. Really. I don't know anything about return on equity or return on assets, and I don't know revenue per share. I don't know gross profit. I don't know book value. I don't know profit margins, operating margins, price to sales, price to book. Well, I better hire somebody. No, because those don't work anymore. Here's what works. Let's put up, for example, staples. Now I'm going to enter the staples, the symbol, and here it is on my chart. I'm going to put it up. It's in the symbol for staples is SPLS. So now it's on my PT2 Talking Trader chart. So let's take a look. Let's go back 12 months. Okay, and you can see the surge it's had in 12 months. See how it surged up and it's green? Okay, see that green? That's telling you that institutions have put money in. That's all you need. When it turned from red to green, you start buying. All you need is a confirmation. Red's got to cross yellow, red to green. So that means you would have bought staples when it was at $12.43, and my producer would give me the gain, and it went all the way up to $18. So let's go $12 to $18. What gain is that? You would have caught a 44% rally. Now, you don't have to catch it all. You can get in any time you want. You just want to make sure that the red is crossing yellow when it's green. Now, when it starts pulling back and it's green, you start taking profits so you can control. You take profits. Then when it turns red, you take most all your profits or you get out. Especially when you have a reversion where it crosses the opposite. See, you got red going down with yellow. So red's crossing yellow. It turns red. Means, hey, I'm going to keep all my profits. I'm going to take my profits now. Red crossed yellow, and it's red. When I got in, red crossed yellow, and it was green. You see how easy that is? Now let's take a look at. Let's take a look at IBM. Okay, now IBM dropped. Look how IBM dropped from $194 down to $140. But you can see where it turned from green to red. At $191, you had a message, hey, it turned red. Now you go down and check. There's your confirmation. Red crossed yellow. So it was red, and then our confirmation red crossed yellow. And look, it dropped 192 down to about 150, which is probably about, I don't know. Maybe we'll get it somewhere. Okay, and then we had, we have 21% drop. So that 21%, you could have avoided that loss. Now, see, when you're with a broker and a planner and they tell you, or you're in a 401k, you just sit there and lose your money. You sit there and lose your money. Isn't that crazy? That's just crazy. There's a great article today, and it's called the New Dark Art of Timing the Stock Market. And it's I got to remember where I saw the article. USA Today. What a great article. And it talks about how you can't make money buying and holding anymore because the fundamentals don't work. See, when you got an economy that's expanding 2.2%, but you got stock prices expanding 6 times faster, how can that be? Because it's rigged with what they call QE money. So why aren't you taking advantage? And you would if you know how to use a chart. Be part of it. The best time in the world to be in the market. As long as you got a chart, we'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. I'm here today with philsgang.com's Phil Grande. Phil, do people really get hurt with 401k fees?
Sure, you're seeing it today like no other time because most people don't understand the fees. And when the 401k started out, it was a perfect timing because the stock market was roaring for 2 years. So they didn't care what they were paying for fees. It always looked like they were making money in spite of the fees. It wasn't until the market broke they found out that they were being scammed by fees. At just a 1% fee, they wipe out 28% of your money.
So you're saying there's a big difference in how much money you end up with at retirement.
Amazing that 85% didn't know what effect these high fees had on their retirement money. For every 1% they pay, 1% takes away 28% of your retirement money. 2%, you lose more than half of all the money you put away for your retirement.
Fees are damaging your future, your retirement. Learn more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Professional traders and investors know that Interactive Brokers provides the edge they need in today's markets. Low commissions and financing rates, along with best price execution and a focus on advanced trading technology and low costs that help maximize returns. At Interactive Brokers, not only do professional traders and investors get direct market access to stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and funds on over 100 markets in 23 countries from a single IB universal account. They also benefit from a wide array of advanced trading technology, from extensive options trading tools to sophisticated risk management and much more. Keep a pulse on daily market activity with commentary with IB's Traders Insight, which delivers market analysis from professional traders in the industry directly to your screen. Visit us at interactivebrokers.com to learn more about these offerings. Interactivebrokers.com. Interactive Brokers, member SIPC.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the stock market after losing most of their money in the different crashes, but now you don't have to be fearful because we have technology that will tell you when the markets are ready to collapse. That's right, the PT2. I designed it so that we get information in advance of any correction, the smallest correction to the largest correction. Get my PT2. Make sure this time when you are investing that you have safety on your side.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. Listen to what people say about philsgang.com.
You know, I'd listened to you on the radio, and I thought, oh, I love his sense of humor. He can make trading fun. I guess this is the guy I'm going to learn to chart with. So Phil's Gang, Phil, I have learned so much. It is absolutely incredible.
For a successful investing plan for any time frame, from current income to your retirement security, philsgang.com puts you on the path to making profits in the stock market.
You make it so simple if they can really grasp what you're trying to get through to them.
Only philsgang.com's Phil Grande and Donald Cogswell teach teach you, coach you, and guide you to investing confidence.
Being a gang member, and you're showing us how to trade in any market, which gives you such a feeling of confidence.
Why pay an outrageous fee for a one-time weekend investing class when philsgang.com provides daily investing webinars, alerts, and investing advice for only $49.95 a month, and all material is archived. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by Phil's Gang, InvestYourself.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, to join my gang, just go to philsgang.com. You can learn how to use the two charts. The PT2, which is the talking chart, which it tells you when to get in, when to get out, when it changes colors. You can see it works. Let's take oil. When oil dropped, you can see it 60%. And you knew that it was correct, that drop, because we had the confirmation of the crossover, just this little crossover. And again, if you're in front of your computer, if you have a mobile device, go to philsgang.com, click on Watch Live, and have the camera up, and you can see me, you can see the charts, and you can see the chart. So as soon as it crossed over and broke this 81%, how we train you, it turned red. So that means if you're in it, you better take your profits. See, most of you give all your profits back. Especially if you're in 401ks. You think the manager of the 401k, he's going to take you out? Of course not. Remember how he makes money? By making you stay in, because he doesn't get paid on performance, on how much you make. He gets paid on how many stay in the 401k. That's how he gets paid. Pretty bad, isn't it? All right, so now she dropped. So you got to drop about 60%. Now we see we had a confirmation of a crossover, which means money is coming in. Well, from who? Vanguard, BlackRock, it could be Northern Trust, it could be New York, it could be Financial, it could be JP Morgan. We don't know exactly who, but we do know it's that group. They're the ones, they're the big, what they call institutions. So when we have the crossover, it means money's coming in. When it first started to go up, it stayed red, which means don't buy. There wasn't enough money coming in to get what we call pricing power. Now it just turned green. Isn't that cool? So that is what you learn how to do. Come to my site. Check it out, philsgang.com. Now, we're talking about these failed policies. This Obamacare is the worst. It's killing businesses. It's all part-time workers. It's just not working. All his policies are killing this country. Look at his policies, his foreign policies. This is a joke. Remember this?
We've targeted Al-Qaeda's affiliate in Yemen and recently eliminated the top commander of its affiliate in Somalia. This strategy of taking out terrorists who threaten us while supporting partners on the front lines is one that we have successfully pursued in Yemen and Somalia for years.
Because of this president's own determination and willingness to order U.S. military operations in that region, we have succeeded in applying significant pressure to the AQAP leadership that's operating in Yemen.
Oh, really? You've succeeded? Just like you succeeded with your Obamacare? Are you kidding?
Gunfire outside Yemen's state-run television network reflects the violence that has gripped the capital, Sana'a, where Shiite rebels known as the Houthis and allied with Iran have seized control of the parliament, the central bank, and army headquarters.
So, the thing is, September 10th, Obama comes out, tells us, this is a beautiful thing. Look how my policies are working. And look what happened. It was all BS. Now the Shiites have taken over the palace, threw out the president. Now they control that part of the country. Then what happens last night? They turn around and they tell the Marines to give up their weapons. To give up a Marine? Give up his weapon? Are you kidding? This is our commander-in-chief. It goes to show you how can he call himself a commander-in-chief? No commander-in-chief would tell a Marine or a soldier to give up. No soldier would ever give up their weapon. Matter of fact, in World War I, if you did, they'd shoot you. Your sergeant, your first sergeant would shoot you if he saw you doing it. That's right. Act of cowardness.
So we're surrendering around the world, we're surrendering our embassy, and now we're asking U.S. Marines to surrender their dignity, give up oaths that they make, creeds that they live by, and surrender their rifle.
Are you kidding? They said, go surrender your weapons to the enemy, and then go to the airport and catch a plane home. What, are you nuts?
This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting.
That's the culture of Marines. That's the culture of the Army. That is that's your buddy, your weapon. This guy's nuts, Obama. He just lost it. He lost it. Here's what Charles Krauthammer had to say.
What just happened in Yemen is, on the one hand, it's sort of humiliating. It wasn't quite like the evacuation of Saigon, but it was not. It was a panicked. It was a kind of a withdrawal that was done very quickly. Weapons left behind, and the rebels come in and take the Marine sidearms. Not exactly a pleasant scene. But the real problem is less psychological than what's happening on the ground. On two fronts, it's a devastating setback. Number one, it makes access to attacking AQAP, Al-Qaeda in Iraq, the most active of Al-Qaeda cells in the world. It makes access hitting them extremely difficult. But second, and this is what's overlooked largely in the analysis, is that it is now going to become an ally of Iran. The Houthis, the ones who took over the state, are closely supported by Iran, and Iran has spoken of turning Yemen into the equivalent of Hezbollah. Hezbollah is its way of Iran's way of operating in Lebanon. Well, this is the way it wants to operate in Yemen. You've got Iran now dominating the three Arab capitals in the north, Baghdad, Damascus, Beirut, and now with Yemen in the lower left-hand corner, you've got a surrounding of all the pro-American states, Jordan and the Gulf states, by Iranian clients.
Now, who's behind that? What's making that possible? The White House. Why? Ever hear of Valerie Jarrett? She's an Iranian Muslim. I've told you this story 100 times. People don't believe it. She's an Iranian Muslim. Her parents ran the largest communist newspaper. Her parents and her uncles ran the largest communist newspaper in Iran during the time that the United States came in, put a Shah in, okay, the Shah of Iran, you heard of him, and the Shah of Iran, with his own money, took them out of the Stone Age, built highways, universities, incredible. In the meantime, her parents, she was a baby at the time, who were communists, her parents and her uncles, her family running this communist paper, and they incited the people against the Shah, and they finally overthrew the Shah. Now, since then, the family moved here to the United States. They joined the USA Communist Party in Chicago, the Chicago chapter, and then you know the rest of the story. Then she grew up. She went to college, and then Valerie ended up being Mayor Daley's assistant, and then that's how she met Mrs. Obama. She came in for a job. Then she met Obama. They became buddies and friends. They both shared the same ideology of socialism and communism, and there's the end of the story. And that's what we have today. So that's why you don't have a job. I mean, this is incredible. If anyone's house is upside down, their mortgage still, if your house is still upside down, it's stupid. It should not be. For anybody not to have a good full-time job, for anybody not to have savings put away, for anybody not to have their retirement intact, ready to go, it's because we don't have for the last 5 years a leader, because he doesn't think that way. See, he thinks, like, for example, like Iran. Remember where the thinking comes from. These are socialist people. So what do? You and I do. We got to retire. We got to take care of our families. Okay, this guy's a nut job, Obama. Him and Valerie. I mean, these people are staunch socialists. So they're not here to help us because they want everybody to be equal pay. Everybody has the same car, live in the same house. This is what he wants. So what are we going to do? We are going to continue to create wealth, even though he hates wealth. But he's given us an opportunity because guess what? He's taking care of his buddies in the market because he needs to collect taxes to pay for the welfare. So just join my gang and learn how to use a chart and participate in the wealth that's being created through this rigged market. What are you, nuts?
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.